Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2. Oh my god! Well, we start out with a murder from the man in the top left, showing his skills and his apt nickname. It is Micro Jackson. It is ByuN leading the charge with a citizen's arrest and taking out the very first probe of this tech-oriented Protoss. It is classic. Well, if you like domestic disputes and early game murder, well, it'd be awesome. If you could like this video, as it looks like we're going to have a lot of that going on. Jimmy, what are we at? 1,037. I didn't even know you could have 1,037 likes. Okay, hear me out. I know it's more than before, but at 1,037, I will cast another series of StarCraft 2. Not that this one isn't going to be incredible and action-packed and exciting, whatever all-caps title it is, but even another one past that. And you know what? I'll probably do it anyways, because, you know, that's what I do. But thank you guys for watching and tuning in to this ESL Cup Finals, as these two battle it out, already jockeying for position. The only casualties so far, one probe and one player's self-respect, as losing a probe to SCVs is certainly not an ideal start to your Protoss versus Terran, especially against probably the most micro-oriented Terran in the entire world. Oh my god, he comes by, he drives by with the Reaper, pops a grenade. Oh god, it's going so wrong right now for Classic. The Widowmine may be killed. Oh, the other Widowmine, come back inside, bro. Oh, come on. Oh my god. Oh, just, you know what? Just tap out. Okay, at this point, even though this is the ESL Cup Finals and not the ladder, I think you're allowed to just tap out. God, this is the most tilting start. He's going to be sliding off of his chair by the end of this. Classic. He got nothing. He didn't get the Reaper, lost two probes, lost the Stalker and the Zealot. Come on. And he was the only reason he lost the Zealot there is because the Reaper was distracting him on the other side. The Reaper cannot fly nearly as high as the Phoenix, though technically if the Phoenix lifts it up, he can make that happen. Gets in, sees the Robo, pops the grenade. Beautifully done. No. Oh my god. Oh my. Welcome back, ByuN. It's been a little bit since we've seen some games. I still gotta cast those GSL series. Maybe that'll be the next one. Alright, finally. Oh, but the Widowmine's prairie dogging, looking for another lift. Gets it at the last second, drops it back down, and honestly, Classic handling that about as perfectly as possible. He's lost. Well, he killed the Medevac and the Widowmine, so despite the difficult start, he will end up in a pretty okay position. Shutting down the Widowmine drop is by far the most important part of the early game. All those early shenanigans in the Reaper Micro pale in comparison to the damage 3 Widowmines and a Medevac can do. Whew. Okay, alright, simmer down. Phoenix is out on the field, taking a look around. Cyclone to respond to them. Already moved that factory off what was a tech lab for the Cyclone. He's got a Raven out as well, does ByuN, obviously. Classic taking his third, and in classic fashion, he's got a Robo Bay on the way. He sprinted to the other side of the tech tree. Or grown? No, sprint. It makes sense. It makes sense. Don't think too much about it. It's not a literal analogy or metaphor. Definitely not a simile. Alright. And anyways, the tech tree gone to the other side, the fully ground-based branch. The Colossus, though, somewhat ironically, can be hit from the air. I still, to this day, advocate for a Colossus headbutt upgrade. At least let them smack the Vikings out of the sky if they're going to get shot by the missiles. Speaking of... Oh, I thought that was a Widowmine lock it on, but it was a Cyclone. Fortunately for the Phoenixes, it would then break the lock instantly. +1 attack is on the way. Now, very key to note here. ByuN does not have a third command cell coming in. Looking for the Raven. Gets it. Classic. Ooh, Classic. Honestly, it was all ByuN for the first few minutes. But now Classic giving him a taste of his own medicine. That fancy Phoenix Micro sliding on through. not even caring about the auto turrets and getting the kills. And now spots the medevacs on the way out. ByuN looking to put together a dual-pronged attack. But without the Raven, he doesn't have the ability to easily negate the Colossus. The interference matrices on the Raven are the most direct and obvious counter, locking down the Colossi and making them easy targets. But without it, the more conventional method is just dropping into the main. There's going to be a recall of the Colossus, some of the sentries here, but another Colossus is stepping up. Classic is handling this incredibly well so far, but how much has he left at the third base? Exactly nothing, and a whole lot of it. As down goes the pylon, and ByuN not really focusing on this, or he would have murdered some more of the probes here. More army swinging in, stimming, takes down another pylon. No more warpins, but so far during this battle, well, actually surprisingly few losses. Only 1 Phoenix and 2 probes lost for Classic. Only 10 Marines and 2 Marauders. For all the juking and jiving and diving around, very, very actual literal damage, at least in terms of units lost, though ByuN definitely made up some ground there. The thing is, he didn't kill the third Nexus, he didn't deal with the, he didn't cut down the probe count, and he didn't deal with the Colossi. So, that means a 2-base Terran is up against a solidly 3-base Protoss. The Spylon is canceled after doing its job. An Observer is beautifully placed by Classic to spot all this on the way around. And honestly, right now, Classic is keeping ByuN at bay and building the right... Oh my god, the range on that Cyclone. Disgusting. Amazing. Sorry. Colossi roasting the Marines. Getting out of the second thermal lance just barely. SCV's flexing in the main as they wait for new orders, as ByuN is clearly microing on the other side of the map and has begrudgingly acknowledged that this game may very likely be a macro game. As the repeated attempts at aggression are thwarted by Classic's forward defense. His zone defense has been amazing this game, and so far has comfortably held on to that third and progressed his infrastructure. Templar Archives, another Robo, +1/+1 on the way, charge, and a whole bunch of charge lots as well. But ByuN, on the other hand, he's not slouching. He's got ghosts on the way, Vikings, some siege tanks being added in, but he's not going to have the 2-2 upgrades. He's not going to have a huge amount of Viking production. So it's going to be hard to, even with a handful of Phoenixes, there are already 3 Colossi out. That's a lot of targets for a half dozen Vikings to handle. So far, ByuN, well, wow, ByuN's supply just exploded. I don't know how he does it, but almost even income, but ByuN just brings everything online, and that Terran army supply is a lot to handle. And 2-2 still a long way off, as is Blink. This is the army for ByuN, though the Colossi looking to hold the line. Zone things out there. So many Marauders. 20 Marauders with this army. The force fields are going to mildly inconvenience some of them. Disruptor shot finds nothing but air. The Vikings flying through that same air as they look to take down the Colossi. And the Terran army has so much damage. The shield battery overcharge is barely keeping a Colossus together. Classic with another warpin. Knocks down a Colossus. More coming in from the third. The Marauders are taking terrible, terrible damage from the extended thermal lances, but they're not dead, and that means full HP once the medevacs get a hold of them. And it's just not enough damage here. Disruptors pop out. Dagobah targets one, dodges another. ByuN back into the medevacs. Hits the deck again. No splash damage to wash away the Terran tide. And that means ByuN is going to turn it back around and take game 1. Wow. Once again, ByuN just pulls the trigger on the attack and with full confidence follows through. If there's even any hesitation at that moment, if there's any chance or any moment where he doesn't decide to continue forward, if he doesn't trust his units to do the damage, he turns around, he turns tail, and the charge lots start chasing him, That is the difference. ByuN just so confident in his units. Classic, you know, force fields are, like many things, just a disappointment. Unless you're going to hardwall with force fields, it feels like you may just be helping the Terran in many cases. And I think that choice, or at least relying on them, is risky at best. Reckless at worst. Those are synonyms, but when reckless definitely sounds more dangerous than risky. Reckless is like super risky. So, does sound cool though. That's a cool word. More cool words, appropriate for altitude. One of the coolest maps, quite literally. The only map with snow on it. I like a nice winter theme myself. The near frozen river, and of course, the golden bases in the center for Game 2. ByuN taking the initiative and ripping Game 1 out of Classic's carefully established hands. Honestly, if ByuN doesn't get the damage done then, Classic's going to have 2-2. He's going to have 4 bases. He's going to have the economic lead and all the Protoss tech. He's adding the disruptors in, but there was a window. Not a large one, but enough for ByuN to do like I imagine ByuN pole vaulting up to the side. Like if that window is on the side of a, let's say a 2-story house, the nice backyard or something, but pole vault up over the large privacy fence. ByuN gets into the air, tucks into a missile-like fashion, feet first, crashes in to the window. Classic wakes up startled, casts a force field. ByuN sidesteps it, and then pulls out a ghost rifle and shoots him in the head. And that is pretty much what happened last game. Give or take. ByuN Wick. Coming this summer to this channel, probably. Okay, that played out a little off. But a Zealot, once again from Classic, trying to sneak up. The early Zealot, it's a bit of a stylistic choice. It's a personality trait, really, the early Zealot. It, as often as not, I feel like it gets repelled or ends up being a liability. But if it shows up at the right place at the right time, like right now, ByuN did not scout, and he went for a reactor blindly. Which means he doesn't quite have the Marine count. So combined with the Adept here, it does look, well, the Hellions just slipping and sliding around. Oh, come, oh well. And now the Zealot is going to menacingly stalk. Unlike a Stalker, which is not very menacingly, it's more prancing. It's wait, no, well, ByuN is now shooting at the factory because the Marines need to get some cardio. Slices up one of them. You don't need to run faster than the Zealot. You just need to run faster than the other Marines. As we learned here today. Well, a curious early game start. Classic behind this has a perfectly well-established expansion. He's got Phoenixes as well on the way. ByuN with the Hellion. I'm not sure if he wanted the Hellion start, but it was kind of a reaction. And now here's the awkward part of going Hellion, is you have very limited anti-air for the Oracle that comes swinging in. And yes, there are going to be more Marines, but now there's you need 5 Marines about. There can be some quirks to it, but 5 Marines to deal with the Oracle. Otherwise, the Oracle will just kill them. Unless it's ByuN's Marine. Well, oh, not even close, baby. 3 HP, 0 Hex. So, well, picks up one Hellion, knocks out the other. Classic with a very technical defense again. Shuts it down. Classic honestly impressing me with his control here. ByuN just will be ByuN. Sometimes he's just be unstoppable, but that last game was quite a demonstration of every time that Classic had something he could use against ByuN, he did it beautifully. It's just sometimes you run out of tools in the Protoss toolbox. Much lauded. Now, what is this? menagerie of Protoss units. He's got the Oracle. Here comes a Phoenix. Here we go. The Oracle's still burning its way forward. The Cyclone is not locked down. An auto turret not able to be placed down. Chasing down targets the Oracle. Gets protecting the Phoenix. The Cyclone knocks down another Phoenix, but the Cyclone itself can be chased here. Gonna be chased into the main. The depots could be raised, but then he's repairing it. Oh my god! The Stalker's still fighting damage, but how the turntables have turned as the fully repaired. Why can't they attack to the air? Okay. Why can't they attack? If they can repair units in the air, why can't they attack the air? All right, and other questions that you should never, ever ask if you're a Terran. So, that happened. Another topsy-turvy attack that really results in... I think Classic comes out marginally ahead. And any more damage is icing on the cake here. But, yeah, 17 Marines down. And of course, throughout this... Ooh, losing a Phoenix. Classic has his third Nexus done. He's got extended thermal lance on the way. He's got a Twilight Council nearly complete and a Forge as well. But there's going to be those windows that ByuN might pole vault through yet again. And that is the biggest danger. He's already adapting by adding multiple shield batteries at the third. I think 4 or 5 Phoenixes. Another Raven was built by ByuN, who... not willing to let that go. And he also has a third command center. So this game is going to be significantly different than the previous one, if only because ByuN is going to be on more even footing economically. Though, that third command... No. I love the attention to every single unit that we're seeing from both players. Not willing to let even an observer go without a fight. Either player. Well, he tries to use that high ground. He's just chasing down the Raven. He gets it, but what's it gonna cost? Oh my god, he tried to turn it up. That was too cute. That was too cute. He tried to whip around and break the lock while using the high ground to break vision, but ends up losing 2 Phoenixes for the Raven. Getting the Raven is a big deal. But, yeah, 2 Phoenixes, it could have been better. I love the attention to detail, though. It's absolutely great. He's scanning for an observer. I mean, if there are Phoenixes there, it'd be cool to find them, but... Classic brought the observer most of the way back. Templar Archives. How many Colossi? 3 Colossi. That number will easily roast Marines. Make a real dent. Not really a dent, but at least significantly discourage Marauders. I think 3 is the right number. 2 just doesn't cut it. And if you lose 1, then the Marines become a threat again. If you're only at 2. And ByuN is just not willing to die right now. Look at that entrenched position. Got siege tanks, high ground, and a higher ground. Also tucked into the third. He's willing to play this one out a little bit longer. Not looking for a timing before any sort of upgrades. He has the economy this time around. Got some supply depots set up. Chew toys for the charge lots. Hoping they get caught before they get on top of the army. Depots are usually a bit of a hardier target than a Marine. Colossi also well known to get distracted by a depot or refinery or anything that gets a little too close. Well, alright, here comes Classic. Set himself up. Combat shield just now finished for ByuN. A War Prism is headed towards the natural. I don't believe there's any sort of anti-air defense. So we are going to see some of the charge lots distracting ByuN for now. Warping in another round. The War Prism will be intact. Looking to come down. That... Oh no! The distraction depot is working so perfectly! Oh my god! Every single thermal lance went into that depot. You repair that depot right now. Meanwhile, the War Prism is taken out. Classic loses... Wow! 23 Zealots. ByuN also killed his own Cyclone, but he loses 23 Zealots for 8 Marines and 5 SCVs. The depot burns. The hero depot burns. But I've never seen a more clear demonstration of why you build those distraction depots. Wow, that was a completely failed attack from Classic there. And he had the right pieces, but he couldn't put the puzzle together. The ghosts are here. EMP is looking good. Picks up a couple of the tanks. Disruptor shot underneath. Slams into more. Another fadeaway shot. He finds maybe a... Oh, he gets a ghost. But the tanks are still intact. And looking to siege up the high ground here. Another Ruptor. Ready to fire. Doesn't want to waste it. There is. There should be a shield battery overcharge momentarily. Softens up another tank, but the 2 HP tank is still 100% damage. Much to Classic's dismay. Disruptor's targeted down, but shield battery overcharge on the Archons keeps them intact, and that power is overwhelming right now. As the Colossi are stepping forward, the Archons are finally cleaned up. Warp ends up some Zealots, chasing it down, trying to dodge his own Ruptor hits. Still Marauders intact, but overall, Classic holding. Not letting ByuN close the distance on the base. He keeps his Colossi alive. Yes, the Archons went down. How did that fight go? Can we see? A lot closer to even here. 5 siege tanks are the real highlight. Loses 3 Disruptors and 3 Archons, though. So, quite a costly 13 Marauders, couple Ghosts. Costly fight for both sides. I'd say Classic, just because he already has a 4th base. And he has triple Robo on the way. Not on the way. It's right there. Though, it forms like a weird wall. That's quite an Artosis pylon, but... So far, Classic holding strong. ByuN, though, getting 2-2 of his own. Not willing to be outdone on the upgrades. Walking through the water there. That can't be good for all these fancy Protoss units. Disruptor balls gliding back up. We're up to 7, 8 of them. The Ocho. Couple more Nexi on the way. Both sides of the map expanding like a Zerg is Classic. Alright, Disruptor volley. 2 shots that can't be targeted down. It also looks way cooler. I think usually you'll see 2 shots just for that reason, as one Disruptor is just too easily targeted. Also, by the time you get into double-digit Ruptors, you stop being a little... You don't want to fire all your shots off at once. Premature purification of it is never good, but don't be stingy. It's a dangerous force field, at the very least. Alright, well, Gravitic Drive means the Warp Prism gets into the main, but a significant chunk of ByuN's army will follow it. Most of the Zealots, only a handful. Somehow, some of them make it warped in. Disruptor volley softens up the planetary. Doesn't quite reach the siege tanks, though. And the tanks cutting into the army. Some charge lots at the center. Hit a command center. So Classic. Overall, not finding too much. He's not nearly maxed out. He is maxed out. He's actually got a bit of a problem here, as he's building 5 more probes. He's already got 86. Only 10 gateways. I say only because when you're at 91 probes, right now, and the main base isn't even mined out, so this is kind of an insane amount of income. Oh, well, Disruptor volley. Blasts apart the tank. Another shot, looking for the SCVs. Zoning out the Marauders. Gives them a hit. 12 SCVs down. Wow, a dozen Ruptors is the count. Not a single Liberator in sight or in production for ByuN. The usual counter to these Disruptors is not anywhere to be seen. ByuN's gonna try to go to the other side of the map. The way ByuN usually handles these sort of scenarios is trying to catch the Protoss looking the other way for half a second, and then somehow targeting down every single Disruptor ball. Like right now, here we go. But he fires everything! A full volley! The ultimate broadside! And is it, oh my god, is it enough? No, he held on to a shot. And another one. And another, no, wait, another one. Okay, that one's pretty big. I don't know, but ByuN seems like he's actually closing the distance. Nah, that recall ain't it. That recall. A few sad stalkers, leaving much of the army behind. ByuN wins the fight, but at what cost? 23 SCVs down, as the Zealots come just charging in from the right flank. The Zealotlings. Oh my god! And warping in from Ire. Classic may lose the battle, but he wins the war. Okay. Well, quantity is a quality all its own. As Classic floods the field with Zealots. No amount of distraction depot is going to stop him in the middle of the main. And this action-packed series will go to Game 3, with both sides equalized 1-1. ByuN versus Classic. Ooh, looking evenly matched right now. Honestly, that's kind of how I felt that Game 1 would end up going. With Classic eventually stabilizing and getting the army he needed, but ByuN killed him beforehand. Not that ByuN was completely incapable of winning from that position, but in the previous match. But it was just a little bit too much damage, and Classic did the key part of winning with the army death ball composition, like the death ball of death balls in the form of disruptors. He had the gateway production, because a lot of the time the Terran army is just too good to beat. Ask Max Packs all about that. But you need those tanky zealots over, or even blink DTs, but usually zealots, to just undercut the Terran economy, undercut the production. Not even ByuN can micro everywhere at once. Citation needed, and eventually you grind them down, either quickly or not so much. But in that case, getting the Warp Prism into the main was a clear GG moment. That ByuN took the opportunity to move into the next one. Well. Stargate. Who would have thought? Absolute. No. Classic has shown, honestly, some of the best Stargate openers. Has he built the Zealot this time? No Zealot. I've been loving the Phoenixes in this series so far. I'll see if he can continue. Adept gets in. It's another Marine into Reactor opener for ByuN. Adept trying to discourage the Hellion from chasing. Not actually going too far out. Trying to combine with another Adept here. Adding an Oracle in, so he is trying to do some of that Stargate pressure. It's permanent damage to the Marines, at least for now. The Oracle coming in. Well, there's a medevac on the way, actually, quite quickly here. So, Classic losing both Adepts. This could leave him in a very awkward scenario if the medevac gets across the map with enough anti-air to kill an Oracle. Which would be, 4 Marines and a medevac. So, it's gonna be hard not to have that. Slurps up the Marines. Medevac heads across the map. The Oracle is back at home. Classic gonna try to defend. He knows there's going to be some form of counterattack. He lost his Adepts. He has no information otherwise. Oh, Probe going for the third, gets chased down, but guess what? Into the main. There is a Phoenix working on the medevac. Lifts up one Marine in, okay. Alright. Well, the big threat here is are the Hellions at the natural. Hasn't actually gotten a huge line on the probe. Still only 7, but the probe's quite flammable. Fun fact. 13 down. That is, and it's not over. Oh no. Gets in at 14. The probe tries to get, oh no, he hit the deep, and he gets out. Oh, shame on you. Oh my god, he comes back. The warping ain't, is he gonna have to oh my god, he has to use, it's a disaster. Across the board. Classic. Oh no. Well, I don't know. I don't want to blame it all on the lucky Zealot. But so far, this is the first game where Classic hasn't had that. Well, here we go. The Adepts are counterattacking, throwing everything at it. Did he kill the medevac? Indeed he did. No medevac on the field. Classic jumps on it. He picks up the Cyclone. He's actually breaking through the wall. ByuN targets down, though. The Oracle. The Adepts are getting in, trying to get a hold of the Cyclone. Auto turret times out. Another Cyclone pops out. We've learned this lesson before. How many times do I have to teach you, old man? The SCVs repair the Cyclone in the air. And overall, well, does he get... He got the Raven, right? He got the Raven. A lot of damage was dealt. But was it enough? RoboBay is on the way yet again. As Classic works his way up the tech tree. Gets a third Nexus as well at the triangle base in front. But I do think the end result is still... Well, here we go. Another technical... He picks up one Cyclone. There's not even enough energy. Okay, just got enough energy for another lift. Wow. Classic really working the bleeding edge of his units right now. And I think that's what you got to do in this position. He's already taken so much damage. The Raven trying to fly off the map to avoid the Phoenixes. Probably a smart move, to be honest. The Phoenix is wondering where that Raven went. These two willing to go back and forth. Extended thermal lance on the way now. As we fill in same parts of the production tab. Classic maintaining that consistency. Oh, unfortunately loses the observer. Overall, ByuN has that window we were talking about is looming pretty large right now, as there's not going to be much. Ooh, very convenient. He gets the Widow Mines here, and he may even get out without any losses. Wow. Classic doing such a great job right now. The Phoenixes just finding so much value. Chasing down the Raven. If he can get that Raven, he's not going to get it. Oh, but wait. The other Phoenixes are coming back around. If he gets that Raven, no interference matrices. That might be exactly the ticket to hold. But unfortunately, he's slightly out of position. Scrambles one Colossus. That's going to have to be enough for ByuN. He gets it. Knocks it down. Shield battery overcharge is not enough. Extended thermal lance was not quite done yet either. Oh, ByuN gets one. He does lose the Raven before getting another interference matrix. And the army is building up strength. Classic is adding on a Twilight Council and 2 Forges, but that seems like quite a reach with ByuN knocking at the door and so little to answer. No shield battery overcharge, no Guardian shield. The Marauder count is quite significant at this point. The Phoenixes are running out of energy, trying to pick out the key parts of the army. Extended thermal lance helping out a lot in this fight. And gets the Widowmine, and Classic holds yet again. He has enough energy for one more lift. Ronnie will be so proud. This is some of the best Phoenix control I've seen ever. Like, it's not, he's not going mass Phoenix, but he's got enough. And the value he's gaining, it's keeping him in this game right now. Oh, ByuN only in that last small skirmish only killed 3 Zealots, 3 Stalkers, and a Phoenix. For 2 Widowmines, 10 Marines, 6 Marauders. That's the big one right there. And the Cyclone. Overall, ByuN is still in a very strong position. He has a huge amount of economy. He's got enough production. But Classic and his Phoenixes are just so strong right now. Well, not strong. I don't even think strong is the right word. But they're so dynamic. That's not even the right word either. Well, the dynamic nature of the Phoenixes has resulted in a significant amount of strength in the form of map control and the ability to technically dismantle armies. So, strength. But I say that because Phoenixes as a fighting unit are still, they struggle against just Vikings and Widowmines and Marines. So, have to be very, very careful with those brittle things. Especially if they take any damage. They cannot be repaired. I don't think the SCVs are going to be lining up to repair the Phoenixes, which they can technically do in 2v2, fun fact. But, or if you neural parasite, well, That would also be in 2v2 because he's hard-pressed to neural parasite, a probe, and an SCV in 1v1. You never know. Actually, you kind of do, but 1-1 is done. So Classic, I had my doubts about whether he would survive to even see the Forges fit in. That was the right one. That last lap was the correct one. As Classic goes for the backdoor gold. He doesn't care about the gas. He just wants the minerals. And he can get them from either side. This one may be a little safer, less likely to be scouted. Will it be a factor? We'll see. As ByuN has quite an army. The Disruptor. Is he just... Oh, he fires the shot. ByuN was so close to jumping on that. Another shot to ward away. Is there Blink? He does not have Blink, so he has no easy way to reposition those Stalkers. Charge lots on the other side. Another tough defense here for Classic. Shield battery overcharge. Colossi are getting some hits up. Hold position on both sides. Both players confident in the armies they have standing tall. Who will come out on top? The probes have to be pulled. Disruptor shot takes a big chunk. But, oh my. Classic. No, I gotta go back a little. There's so much going on in that fight. No, we gotta break that one down. I think. First, the Classic action cam. Alright, so he has vision of the army. With the observer perfectly placed there. Juking and jiving. He's already set up the charge lock counter. That's happening throughout all this. Alright, get home. Warps in some charge lots. Splitting the army. Looking for an opportunity. Hold position. Sees the MP. Juggles back the Ruptors. Hold position. Taking out the Vikings during the fight here. And the probes. I'm not even sure why the probes were pulled here. I don't know if he wanted to join the army, but it lands that Disruptor's hit. Honestly, ByuN... Well... Wow. These hold positions here. To make sure the Stalkers would hit the Vikings. It's the charge lots on the other side. And then this Disruptor hit. Oh, ByuN stimmed so many times with 2 charges. I still don't know about the probes. I thought there was some crazy stuff going on. I think he just box selected real hard. I don't know, but overall, Classic with a technical knockout. It really looked... He lost 15 probes. 15? 13? I don't know. Too many probes to Hellions. But the Phoenixes carved it back. Well, Classic showing some top-tier Protoss right now. ByuN getting caught off guard by the strength of the defense. I think he's truly expecting to break through on these attacks, and it's not happening. So, game 4. Remember, 1,037 likes. I think so far, just those games, this series deserves it. Classic deserves it. As this is some of the best Protoss I've seen in quite a while. I mean, there's been some great Protoss. Max Pax has been playing amazing. Hero has his good days. I don't know what's up with Hero. He reminds me a little, well, of old Dark, of non-bearded Dark, where it would be, or Zest even, I guess is a better one, of like, is he here because they paid him to show up, or is he here because he wants to murder his opponent? I don't know which one it is. But we'll find out soon enough. Alright. Probe Scout. ByuN has not been scout. Oh. That's annoying. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Always very satisfying. Remember, this series started with a probe kill. And, well, that kind of set the tone. Even though, yeah, the Classic has... I'm loving the Phoenix play. He's loving the Phoenix play. ByuN, probably not gonna find himself in that camp. Though ByuN probably... Each time he sees Phoenixes, I bet he's expecting, oh yeah, I'll just go walk over and kill him. But the Phoenixes are just getting so much value. Somehow he's avoided the Widowmine hits. Somehow he's managed to minimize damage to the Cyclones. Somehow he's found that timing. Pretty much every game. Even the game where he lost 15 probes. So, Classic once again going to rise to the occasion with Phoenixes. Bringing units, rising them to face level with the Graviton lifts. Okay, that joke didn't quite land, but you know what does land? Units if they don't kill them with Graviton lift because the SCVs are repairing. Which is one of the most hilarious scenarios. And also surprisingly effective. So it becomes very obvious what Classic is doing. He's softening up the Marines for the Oracle. And ByuN knows that. If he really cared about not losing his Marines to an Oracle, he would build a bunker. But ByuN is not building any bunkers here. He's not a coward. He may be a proud, dead Terran, but he's not a coward. So, no bunkers. Oh, Hellion. One Hellion. Just the Oracle chilling at home. But that means the Oracle is at home. I know. Some crazy wisdom I'm dropping there, but... dropping truth bombs like a knowledge terrorist, but... that means that the Oracle has to come across the map with less energy, so there's a space to move out. Okay. He gonna... okay. This is awkward. Neither player reacting to that. I think this is... well, actually, the Oracle just comes in. Wait a second. The Oracle made it by throughout all this. And there is no anti-air until another Cyclone pops out in a few seconds. SCV's trying to dodge. Well, and then it runs out of energy, which is pretty depressing. Cyclone not going to get a hold of it. ByuN instead going to try to turn this into an all-out attack. Okay, well, I'm not used to seeing quite these armies together. The Immortal's still a pretty long way off. Classic, predicting the pylon being taken down, adds a second one. Picks up the Cyclone, locks onto the other, tries to break the lock. Oh my god, okay, Phoenix killed from downtown. Immortal about to pop out. Takes out, well, actually dodges the hits, saves both Cyclones. The clones who got away. That's the tagline for this series. Over and over and over again. Those clones are escaping. ByuN has found so many creative ways. He's saved them while they're in the air from the Phoenixes. He's saved them from the Immortal by bringing them back into the air with the medevacs. He's saved the medevac by putting them back on the ground and locking onto the Phoenixes. Now, it's been quite a story for these Cyclones. And now he's repairing them back at home. But here comes Classic yet again. Okay, the triple. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Oh, and he scrambles the Immortal. Oh no! It just dismantled the entire attack. He gets the Raven. A bit sloppy from ByuN there. He tries to recall the Immortal, which you can do. So, ByuN hits him with the interference matrix. Another technical. Okay, so he did kill the Raven. Honestly. If he hadn't lost those stalkers, obviously, it would be much better, but he did kill the Raven. That's a big part of all this. And without that Raven, the Immortals, well, the Immortals don't walk nearly as fast as the Cyclones can drive away, but it only takes like 3 Immortal hits to kill the Cyclones, so awkward thing is Phoenixes, well, Immortals can't shoot up. They might be a Dragoon with a big-ass turret slapped on the top of it. And tell me I'm wrong. But, unfortunately, that turret, in Protoss's incredible forward-thinking design, they were thinking so far forward, they can't look up anymore. This is a recurring issue with robo units. Classic also builds a Colossus, also very tall, but still unable to shoot up. Look up or shoot up. Either, I guess both are the same. So, has quite a combination of units yet again. For those of you real lore fans out there, just waiting for the point where I mentioned that Protoss don't have mouths. But, you must not be a Protoss, because I really force-fed you that joke, because, you know, Protoss don't... Oh, okay, alright. It wasn't there. That was not the low-hanging fruit we were looking for. Low-hanging fruit, which Protoss couldn't eat because... Extended thermal lance on the way. Everybody sits back in their corners. We got some distraction depots coming up for ByuN, as we've already seen how effective even a small distraction can be against those Colossi. Templar archives, more gateways, 1-1, charge lots. We got 1-1 coming up for ByuN as well. As the most passive of this entire series, this is the most passive part of any game so far. It's taken about 4 games for them to sit back for more than a minute. Wow. He's building the depot vanguard there. As just looking to keep those units at bay. ByuN. Quite a mech-supported push. Spots the observer. Takes it out. And things are gonna get interesting yet again. Charge lots. Oh my god, look at the timing. 12 seconds. But the distraction depots, will they be good enough? No. Manually controlled to not be and the charge kicks in, quite literally. No, they're making the depots! No! Oh, it's distracting him so well. Oh, those zealots. Well, Classic's first wave of zealots will be shut down. Though losing a few SCVs, ByuN really trying to make this tank push a thing here. They're still a long way off +2/+2 for Classic. Oh, the charge lot's finally cleaned up. So tanky. Disruptors on the way. ByuN, limited time only opportunity here. Another group of charge lots is heading out towards that northern corner. War Prism as well. ByuN picks up. And, oh, that one zealot spotted it. Exactly that happening. Uh-oh. Wait. Classic. Oh my god. ByuN. Oh, he's gambling it all on the Doom drop, which is, you know, could have seen this one coming. Unfortunately, Classic didn't, as he has nothing in his main, and he has no energy to recall there. It's a disaster! A bunch of his gateways. He set up his base so nicely to defend against small drops, but this is not small drops. This is an entire rainstorm, and it's raining men, Marines and Marauders. He just took out, how many? 4 gateways. You know, it actually worked, though. The distraction gates. They kept the drop busy. Oh my god, that probe. ByuN picks up yet again, but the Spylon sees it. There's actually not that many there's only 1 Stalker. There's almost no anti-air at all. So this is kind of awkward. There's like 2 Archons and a Stalker. That's it. He couldn't, like, ByuN could just fly over them and probably get away with it. Well, that Phoenix isn't real, but it is emotional damage to the Marines in those medevacs. I can't believe he's just going for it. He doesn't care. Okay, he's gonna drop out. There's a couple Archons there. He's confident he can power through. Tries to target the second Archon. The DPS of the Terran army is just too high. ByuN, the Zealots are gonna be hit by the Ruptors. Well, so are the rest, but the main army, this is where the real danger lies. ByuN, willing to let some of those units go, comes back around. The combined siege. Oh my, the Liberators and the siege tanks putting terrible, terrible damage into the army. But Classic, with a couple great disruptor hits, he just doesn't have any anti-air. He has no way to challenge the Liberators. And that, at the end of the day, may very well make the difference, as he cleared out the ground army. But the Liberators are completely uncontested. There's 1 Phoenix. He literally can't hit them. Well, it's a disaster for Classic, who's played a pretty great game thus far. But he doesn't have the tech. He doesn't have the units. And he doesn't have the ability to knock ByuN out of this series quite yet. Oh my. Well, well, well. How the turntables turn. Game 5. I think appropriate for these two. Been a great series thus far. It's going the distance. Quite a significant oversight. Then again, I think almost all the stalkers in the anti-air died in the first volleys from the liberators and the siege tanks, so it's not like Classic didn't know he needed anti-air. It's just it all died almost immediately in that fight. Well, here we go. Put your likes and subscribes together for Game 5, Babylon, the final match of ByuN versus Classic in this ESL Cup Korea Finals. Worthy of it. All right. I've been loving Classic's play so far. ByuN is ByuN. So, that goes without saying. But I'm going to say it anyways, because I got to fill some time, because neither of them is being particularly cheesy in this series. It has been aggressive, but not reliant entirely, like, it has not been surprise. Well, live by the probe, die by the probe. For the first time, our building, in a precarious location watched only by the Moopies and their thirst for blood, dotting the map. Is this a Stargate? He is just kind of sitting there though, like, yeah, get him! Give me more Marines to feast on! So it is going to be a Stargate. Honestly, in any of these games so far, 4 seconds, 5 seconds on an Oracle could have made all the difference. And did in several. So this is it's not even a particularly committed cheese, because it's unlikely that Stargate will be killed. So we could build Phoenixes for a while on it as well. But those few seconds could make all the difference and decide this series. I still can't believe that Royal... I can't believe that Classic came back from losing 15 probes. That was such a great game. But here... Well, he doesn't want that to happen again, of course. Ooh, the Adept shades in. I think ByuN pulled back the heli, so there was no vision. And what you can't see definitely can't hurt you. Just ask Widowmines, Dark Templar, Lurkers, Banshees, Battlecruisers before they tactical jump, Burrowed Banelings, Roaches, anything under a mothership. You know, there might be a few too many units that are... Well, the Oracle gonna come in well before any sort of... Well, the Cyclone, at least. So, that Oracle has made a lot of SCVs feel uncomfortable. Some incredible Oracle micro. The low ground, he's got 10 energy. He could potentially save the SCVs. Oh my god, the boosted medevac! He gets it! He knocks it out of the sky! ByuN chases it down with the medevac! It's a disaster! No, you really need to keep that Oracle alive. That hurts. That hurts badly. Oh, that's such an important part of this. Like, just it existing. Slipping in. Cyclone will confirm there's no Widowmine, which is why it was dancing like that. Oh, what? That shot was weird. I think he went out of vision at that moment and dodged it or something. But now the Marines are in the main. And almost nothing but probes are to challenge them. Couple probes down. Medevac's at full HP. He may just walk by and try to kill the probes. Or, you know, everything else. He's fighting. Going for the win here, but now targeting probes. Picks up. Flies out into the distance. And this time around, oh no. There's no Phoenixes to help dismantle this. He's losing the pylon, going for Blink. There's almost no units here. He knows the medevacs are back there, but ByuN in the front and ByuN in the back. And it's a classic sandwich right now. And I'm not talking about something worth taking home and eating for lunch. Because if you're Protoss... No, not again. No, not doing that joke again. Alright. Somehow, Classic returned. He actually killed the medevac and the Marines. He lost 10 pros, which is pretty devastating damage. But, and for the first time, a ByuNker will be built, acknowledging how dangerous this scenario. Oh my god, he's proxying a gate and a Stargate. Hashtag Gate. Oh, what? Go to classics. Oh, he knows. He knows all about. Oh no. Oh no, there's no detection at all. Oh, remember our philosophical conversation? Not really philosophical. It's bad. He's pretending like he has an observer. Oh my god, he's like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, bro. Observer's coming right up. You better run. ByuN, no. ByuN is calling his bluff. And it's such a bluff. ByuN was in your entire base. ByuN knows there's no robo. At best, an oracle. And that's at best what Classic has. Oh my god. He's gonna keep going. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. Oh no. What a game for... it really hurts. And all the money. Oh, not another. Oh no. Not like this. What are you gonna do? Revelation? Okay. Yep, that's a Banshee. No. Oh. For the first game, ByuN builds a Banshee. The first game where Classic doesn't have a Stargate in his base. Just dismantling Classic. It's a testament to Classic that he's not dead. Honestly, I wouldn't have blamed him for GGing when the Banshee came in and he had no detection. But, hey, he's still here. He's got a dangerous amount of Blink Stalkers. A lot has to go right, and absolutely nothing can go wrong. But, like say, sniping off the command center would be pretty good. The Banshee's microing back Classic. Oh, Classic's not looking. In fact, he's looking the other way, trying to kill the... He gets the Banshee. Honestly, there was a moment there where maybe was able to snipe off the command center, but that moment was when ByuN was microing his Banshee, and that's why there was anything resembling that. Well, Classic working on charge, trying to micro back. Every stalker counts. It's a tough situation, to say the least. The gateways... I love the diligence here. He's got the tasteless pylon to back up the Artosis one. He's trying to get something done with the Blink Stalkers. He's doing his due diligence, and he finds maybe an opportunity. Depends on the reinforcements. No combat shield done yet. No 1-1. In fact, not even stim. If there was ever a timing, this is it. And only now. As, oh, he recalls out. Gonna lose a lot. Stim. Oh, there's a couple of stars. They'll expect some of us in the wreckage, brothers. Oh, no, my. Okay, actually, notices it. Wow. The interference matrix. ByuN, how do you cross the map? He's got quite an army. The charge lot's coming in. Classic, a bit of desperation here, but that's so many charge lots. He doesn't have +1. He's trying to chase it down. The stims are used. Does he have an anti-armor missile? And he snipes off a medevac or two with the Blink Stalkers. Classic isn't dead yet. He kills 15 SCVs. Oh my. +1 armor's done. And ByuN actually backs off. He got a medevac or two. Yeah, Classic taking wins here. Coming in with Guardian Shield. Oh no. Widowmine's Burrow. Anti-armor missile actually hits more of the Terran army than it hits the Protoss. But if you're not taking any damage, it doesn't matter how much it's added. ByuN holding on for now. Classic just threw away 20 zealots for almost nothing. ByuN is scanning, trying to see if there's any sort of economy he's missing. Nope. You're not missing anything. Classic comes in for another pass. Widowmine takes a bite. Charge lots as well. Looking for the tanks here. May actually find them. Oh, the charge lots. Get one tank. Looking for a second. He's just kind of throwing everything at ByuN to see what sticks. But, that blinks back down to the natural. Don't you dare recall those stalkers. I will be very upset. Well, I guess that's not a recall, but ByuN scans the 4th. And oh my, calling that a supply gap. Oh, the gap is somewhere you go for mediocre clothes, okay? That's a supply canyon right there. 160 to 85 supply. Classic. Honestly, he had to keep betting. He had to keep doubling down on hoping to catch ByuN out of position. But this game looking more one-sided than a Mobius strip now as ByuN comes in with 166 to 107 supply. It's just too much. He's just ripping apart the Nexus. The charge lots are wandering around, aimless almost. 2-2's nearly done for ByuN. He didn't have to cut any corners here. Well-rounded. Wait, that would be cutting corners. You know what? Don't worry about it. It's a metaphor. It's a simile. I feel like that was disrespectful right there. He intentionally ate a decent disruptor hit just to make it more painful for Classic. Easily splits, stims, another shot, but there's just nothing left. All right, well, ByuN with a convincing victory in Game 5. Classic. He tried the cheese, but ended up a bit lactose intolerant, as it just didn't work out for him. And that's a heartbreaker, as Classic played a beautiful series, even that last game. Honestly, one of my favorite Terran versus Protosses in quite a bit. ByuN and Classic going back and forth from start to finish. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I made your day a little bit better. This series made my day a little bit better. 1,037, right, Jimmy? You know what? Don't double check. All right, I don't try. 1,037 likes. We'll cast another series. Probably do it anyway. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Good luck. Have fun. Stay chill.